Okay, some of the bills that did not pass.
Boy, you want me to remember what didn't pass? There was a.
I do, and we're going to start with prevailing wage because that is your hot button issue.
That's my hot button issue.
Yep.
I'm very disappointed in prevailing wage. Got a hearing on prevailing wage. It is definitely manipulated by the folks in that on the other side, and there's a lot of power in the unions. What happened is I started hearing and getting emails about make sure you're there at the Grant Sawyer building, that your legislature and stand up for your rights as a worker. To be on Wednesday was the day they were going to have, and I wasn't notified of the hearing until about a day and a half before. So I had no opportunity to get my people to that table, which both the Grant Sawyer building was loaded with the folks, but I went ahead with my testimony, did my thing, and had all the protesters. People said that, Mr. Hardy, you really know how to pack a building, because it was outside, inside of both buildings. There was standing room only, but that's what it was, a big dog and pony show, and never brought it out for a vote later on in the committee. It was nothing more than a show to show that I was doing something wrong, and I still think it's the right thing to do. Prevailing wage needs to be fixed.
Because basically what you wanted to do was increase the bottom line,
The threshold.
or the threshold.
Basically,
Yes,
the threshold. I'd originally like to take it to about $3 million, but realistically, $1.5 million would have made me more than happy. That would
right now it's at 100,000.
about 100,000. It's been sitting there since 1985 or something like that. If you took the evaluation of the dollar since then, it'd put you up over 300,000. If you took it then, I believe it was too low then. Why do you set in an arbitrary number for prevailing wage in the first place? And why are we having prevailing wage? The threshold was one. If we're going to evaluate the money that goes into the employee's pocket, not the collective bargaining units that go out every place else. You know, there's a number of issues that I can go through and talk about, but.
Well, because that's always been one of your contentions with the prevailing wage, is that a lot of that extra wage, so to speak, that the workers got actually went to the union cost.
Absolutely. It goes for what the word is called. It's job targeting, which is a real frustration. Part of that money goes back into the union's pocket to be able to turn around and give back to their union contractors to be able to lower their wages for their contracts if they want to beat myself or I'm an open shop on a project. Is that fair to take my own money and turn around and play it against me, or the taxpayer's dollar to do that? The Ohio study showed that over a 2-year period, that actually it was a 4-year period, they saved a little over 10% on schools. That's all they did was just, that's if you took that same amount in 2006, we spent $1.8 billion on schools. How much? That's $400 million, or $200 million we'd have saved just on that. And it shows much higher with the last evaluation that was done by the Las Vegas Chamber, closer to 25 to 35% in Nevada.
Yeah.
You know, you take projects like in Arizona, construction workers are making anywhere from $15 to $30 an hour. Same with Utah, anywhere from $15 to $25 an hour. Idaho, $15 to $25 an hour. Here we're anywhere from 35 to 70 bucks an hour, but it's not going, and those are non-prevailing wage areas. So, and basically the same amount of money is going into the employee's pocket there, I believe, as they are here. So, the speaker has said that we'll get an opportunity to do a study by the legislature. So it'll be an independent study. I hope that happens. She says she's going to do it, so I hope she will. And if we get the opportunity to do that study, then we got something that says this isn't a union study, this isn't a chamber study. It's you know, we went and did the study, and if we just give the opportunity to exempt the schools, which that was one of the things I wanted to try to do with the AB 46 that went through for Washoe, for them to have their own tax increase, because they're hurting by the tune of $500 to $700 million for their schools, which are in substantially worse shape than they are in Clark County. So they're going to self-impose their own tax to pay for those schools. But I asked for the opportunity to put exempt prevailing wage so we could study that, and that was shot down big time. So, I
Okay.
believe if anybody ever finds the truth, it'll scare them. So.
Okay. Another one that didn't pass was sharing justices of the peace with multiple jurisdictions. That wasn't a big issue with Mesquite, but we were opposing it as a city and didn't want it, and apparently that was shot down.
I truly believe that that was shot down for the right reasons. It under our constitutional law, I believe that it kind of states that every community or every entity was supposed to have its own justices of peace, and that makes it very difficult for people to drive from the Moapa Valley or to Mesquite, say, or from Laughlin, or from Searchlight to Laughlin. If you try to combine those, what they need to do is not get rid of that entity, maybe just pay them on the hours instead of this salary they've been doing for so long.
Right.
The justices of peace in Mesquite is worked. He definitely stays busy, I think.
Yeah.
He is not full-time justice of peace either. He's doing the Mesquite municipal stuff.
Right.
So it's a little easier, but that would be one of my suggestions. But to try to take it away and from a community where the people are being evaluated by their own, I think is the right thing to do.
Okay.